Hooked On Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first. Hi, Chris Bungard, helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Well, if you're looking at heading out on the briny, just woe up there. We'll have a look at that in just a moment. The weather forecast is not that great on the west coast. We'll come back and have a look at that. Let's have a look at the local trout fishing for a start. Well, a little bit of rain around, but it hasn't been really enough to affect the local streams and rivers. They're still just carrying a little bit of extra colour. The Waiumu, for example, and the Waihau, they're just carrying that little bit of extra level as well, a little bit of colour, but it makes it for good fishing for the weekend. I think it'll be quite nice out there, particularly the southern end of the Waihau, for example. It's very clear there, Whites Road area, around that area there. I've been talking to several tourists that have been there lately, and they seem to be taking advantage of the local fishing more than our locals do, but maybe a little bit spoilt because it's always been there. But look, honestly, if you get a chance, get out on the weekend, have a look around some of these little local streams and rivers. The evening rise at the moment is really superb. The insect hatch are starting now, little mayflies and the brown and black beetle and those sorts of things. And what it gives you is a good opportunity to see where the fish are rising, target them with your favourite little spinner. You get the kids out there, you know, $39.95 I think it is for a little spinning rod and reel set and a couple of lures, and away you go, and they'll have an absolute ball. And you know, when I was a kid growing up in South Auckland, I would have loved to have the opportunity to fish some of the local streams for trout and that sort of thing, instead of the old scungy eels that we used to fish for all the time. So if you get a chance, get them out there, have a go, because the local streams are fishing well at the moment. In the Rotorua region, talking to Glenn Skinner down there now, they just had a big SIPS competition down there last week. Went well. The winning fish was 4.2 kg, so a beautiful fish taken off Lake Rotowedi. Now, we've said it on the show here many a time, Lake Rotowedi seems to be doing the goods at the moment. Although, I've heard some good stories from Okataina in this past week or so as well. And the weather hasn't been great. Quite a lot of strong winds coming down the lake, of course, and that makes it tough. Some of your favourite areas aren't really fishable because of the wind blowing into those areas. Now, the forecast for the weekend wind is strong westerlies on Saturday, but dropping out, and on Sunday afternoon, 10 knot variables. So if you get a chance, maybe Sunday will be the day. And if you can sneak a day off on Monday and Tuesday, variable winds forecasted for Monday there and continuing into Tuesday. So the lake should be an absolute picture down there later on in the weekend. As I said, Lake Rotowedi, now what they're looking for now is the jigging to come on. We need some warm weather. We need some calm days, hot sun, and it's just not happening really at the moment. So the surface temperature is still quite low, down around that 16 degrees. Normally about this time of the year, it's up around 18, and that gets that thermocline level going and brings on the jigging. So just be patient. Hopefully by the end of next week, that should start coming into play. Early morning harling seems to be doing the ticket at the moment. In the Taupo region, the rivers are carrying some nice fish at the moment. The Tauranga Taupo and the Waitanui is my pick for down there. Talking to Ken Duncan, a local fishing guru in that area, and he tells me that's what's happening. In early morning harling out on the lake itself has been good, but you must be early morning, and the western side of the lake's been best, mainly I think because of those strong westerly winds coming in. That's the most sheltered side of the lake, to be fair. On the west coast, talking to Dwayne Penny, who's a charter skipper at Kawhia, literally tearing his hair out at the moment. I mean, the winds have been atrocious. It has been, in case you hadn't noticed, a very windy and unpleasant spring, really, to be fair. You know, let's hope that the next few days, that not until after the weekend, by the looks of it, are we going to get conditions out on the west coast that are going to make it fishable. But if you do get out there on sort of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's looking okay for early next week. Then head out to, from Kawhia, around about that 58 metres of water, and from Raglan, around about 55. They say straight out from the bar leads at Raglan. There is good snapper when you can get out there. The big fellas are there. They're looking at spawning at the moment. They're fat, they're full of roe, and really make for some fabulous fishing. On the Coromandel region, that's been a wee bit patchy, and that's mainly due to the weather as well. There's been some shocking winds coming across the Firth of Thames there. Saturday, that westerly is going to continue up to around about 30 knots, unfortunately. Sunday will be the time, I believe, in the Coromandel region. Sunday afternoon in particular. Now, Sunday afternoon, you've got high tide around about 9 o'clock on the evening. So you've got low tide around about 2:30, quarter to 3. So fish that change of the tide in the afternoon, and then the incoming tide into the change of light as it's starting to get dark. It's a good recipe for targeting some big fish around that Coromandel region. Same over the hill in the Mercury Bay region. Talking to John Albert, he's excited about those tides coming in on Sunday afternoon. Saturday's going to be okay as well if you're on that side of the peninsula, because the westerlies, you'll be reasonably sheltered. But the pick of the evening is going to be Sunday evening, so if you get a chance, get out there. Same at Mere Island and Motiti. There's been some quite nice fish coming in off the beach at Papamoa as well on the long lines. Now, also, guys, surf casting off there. Now, you want low tide to surf cast over there, so 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday and Sunday, around about the best time to have a go at that surf casting. As I said, Motiti and Mere in the evening at the change of light. You've got low tide around about 2 o'clock. Incoming tide with that change of light should be really good. Not huge tides, a little bit of tide run, but it should be a perfect recipe ready for a Saturday and a Sunday afternoon's fish. Now, if you'd like to win a new reel from Kilwell, of course, our illustrious sponsors there, fabulous gear they have, you can give us a call on 0508 647462. Get yourself in the draw. That number again, 0508 647462. This has been Chris Bungard helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Hooked on Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first.